So as a new guitar player, the idea of learning a song that is a big song that is very successful can sometimes feel a little bit daunting because as a new player, you might not necessarily know what goes into making that song what it is. And that can lead us to believe that things are actually way more complicated or difficult than they actually are. Now, the good news is, if you are starting to play guitar, there's a lot of really big songs you can play very, very simply. And a lot of these songs don't use a great deal of complex chords. In fact, most popular songs are actually made up of pretty simple chords, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. In this lesson, I'm going to be showing you 4 classic songs you can play with just a few simple chords. This video is brought to you in partnership with musicradar.com. So down below in the description of this video, you'll find a link over to the Music Radar website, and that will take you through to a full-length article that I've written, which accompanies this lesson video. Over there, you'll just find a little bit more information about some of the stuff we talk about in this video, as well as the chord diagrams that you will be seeing on the screen as well as we go through the video. So please go check that out because that's a great accompaniment to this video lesson. So the first song that I want to talk to you about is the track A Horse With No Name by the band America. Now, this song actually only uses 2 chords. What I will say before we get started is the names of these chords actually sound quite difficult, but they're very, very easy chords to play. And the good thing is once you can play these 2 chords, and you can do the strumming pattern, you can literally play the whole song, which is pretty fun. So the 2 chords we're going to be using are a chord called an E minor add 9. Now again, it's got a complex name, but it's not that hard to play. To play this chord, you want to put your fingers into your regular E minor position, so that's the 2nd fret of the A and the D strings, and then using your 3rd finger or your little finger, whichever one's more comfortable, play the 2nd fret on the high E string. And then the other chord in this song is a D6 chord. So to play that from this position, you simply just take your middle finger and bring it down a string. So it's now on the 2nd fret of the G, and you play everything from the D string down. So you've got the D string open, 2nd fret on the G, B string open, 2nd fret on the E. Those are the 2 chords for the song. What you can also do if you want the additional challenge, and this is the way I like to play this, is I like to use my thumb to add the 2nd fret of the low E in as well on that D6 chord. I personally like just the additional richness that adds to the low end, but you don't have to play that note if you don't want to. And the rhythm we're going to be using for this uses what's called a triplet feel. This gives the rhythm a little bit of a swing. If we count the rhythm as straight 8th notes, so that's breaking each note down into 2 beats, we get this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. When we play this in the swung triplet feel style of this track, that and note almost feels like it's a little bit closer to the next beat. So it's 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. There's a little bit more of a swing to it. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. So this entire song just goes back and forth between those 2 chords. We start off with the E minor add 9 chord. We're playing a strong beat on the 1, and then 2 notes on the 2nd beat, which is that swing feel. 1, 2, and. Then we're actually skipping a beat on the 3, but we're coming back in on the 3, a 4, If you've never played a swung triplet style rhythm before, don't worry too much about trying to count it. Listen to that rhythm that I'm playing and just try to emulate that. Strumming wise, I'm going down, down, up, down, up. Then after that, we go to the D6 chord, and we're still keeping that swung rhythm, but we're going 1, then we're skipping the first part of the 2nd beat, and then we're going a 3, a 4, So that's down, up, then we skip, up, down, up, down, up. So you've got the E minor add 9 to the D6. You repeat that throughout the entire song. The second song I want to show you is the track Hurt by Johnny Cash. Now this track was originally written by Nine Inch Nails, but Johnny Cash famously did a great cover of this. And Johnny Cash's version really captures the vibe and the emotion of what the lyrics in this song are talking about. Now this song is actually very, very simple to play. It's made up of two different sections. So we've got a picking section and a strumming section. The picking section is the intro and the verse, and then the strumming is the chorus. So for the verse part, which is also the intro, what we're using here is 3 chords. We've got an A minor chord, a C major chord, and a D sus2 chord. This is when we play a regular D major chord, but we release our middle finger so the high E string is played open. So for this, we're playing the A minor chord, we're picking the A, the D string, and then we're strumming the rest of the strings. So that's the first bar of the progression. Then we're coming to the C chord, which we're playing the A, then the D string, strumming the G and B, play the D once more. Then we're going to that D sus2 chord. We're doing exactly the same thing, but this time it's D, G, strum the B and E, back to the G. Those 2 chords happen in the same bar. So when you play the A minor, you let that ring out. And then the C and D are played together. Rhythmically, if we break this down, when we play the A minor, we're playing 1 and 2 and holding that for the rest of the bar. And then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3, 4. So that part happens twice as an intro, then it happens 8 more times for the verse. After the 8th time, there is a 1 bar section that bridges the verse with the chorus, which is just a G chord played 4 times, 1 on each beat. So that happens after the 8th repeat of the verse. So you would go on the 8th time. And that then leads you into the chorus. Now for the chorus, it's straight 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But we're alternating between a strong strum on the beat and just the lowest note or 2 notes on the in-between. Because this doesn't have to be super rigid or super tight, it's quite a loose feeling thing, but you're basically doing like a softer strum in between each beat. So for this, we're doing a bar of each chord. We're playing A minor to F major. You can play that as a full F bar chord if you want as well. C major, G major. And it goes like this. That repeats twice, and then on the 3rd repeat we do exactly the same thing, but instead of playing the C chord, we just play the G chord twice. And then on the final time, it just goes A minor, F, G. And back to that verse part again. So here's that chorus part in full. It's A minor, F, C, G twice, A minor, F, G, G once, and then A minor, F, G, just 1 bar G on that last repeat. Between those two parts, you'll be able to get through the entire track. The third song we're going to talk about is the John Lennon track, Working Class Hero. Now this song is actually in a different time signature. We're actually going to be using a time signature known as 6/8 for this. This is a 6-beat bar, so we're going to be counting 6 here. So for this, you can either count your bars as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or you can count 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, treating it like two groups of 3. Now the first chord we're going to be playing is an A minor chord. So rhythmically for this, what we're doing is on the 1 beat, we're playing the root note. And then on the 2 and the 3, we're playing strummed notes, 2 and 3 and. So it's 1, 2 and 3 and. So that's your basic rhythm for the song. You can use that to play all the chords in the song, but what I'm going to show you now is the way that John Lennon actually plays the A minor chord in this track. So you don't have to do this if you don't want to, you can just strum it the way I just showed you. But on the actual track, he does this. You've got 1, 2, 3. Then on the 4, he actually plays the open D string and hammers back onto the 2nd fret of the D. And does the strumming again on the 5 and 6. So to play this the John Lennon way, it's 1, 2 and 3 and, 4 and, because we're playing 2 notes here, 5 and 6 and. If you can't do that hammer on, that's fine, you can just play the strum part. And that will get you through the song, but the hammer on is there on the A minor chord on the record. So this song starts with just 2 repeats of that A minor chord in that pattern. Then it goes into the verse, and for the verse we're following a very similar pattern, except we are throwing in 1 bar of G, but in a 3/8 time. So we're basically just doing half a bar. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then into a new bar. So it's a full 6-beat bar on A minor, 3 beats on G, same rule there, the root note and strummed, 1, 2, 3, back to A minor. So it's a full 6-beat of A minor, 3 beats of G, and then 2 more full 6 beats of A minor like this. For the entire verse, you then just repeat that whole pattern 3 times like this. The first part of the chorus is actually the same as the verse, so you could consider that as a 4th variation on the verse as well, but it is actually where the chorus starts, so it would be this once more. And then the final part of the chorus goes A minor, G, so 3 beats on each, D, 3 beats on that, and then 2 full 6-beat runs of the A minor once more. So here's that chorus in full once more. Those 2 sections will get you through the entire track. Like I said, don't worry too much if you can't do that hammer-on bit, just play it as a strummed section. And the 4th and final track we're going to look at is from the band Credence Clearwater Revival, and this is the song, Have You Ever Seen the Rain? Now this song has 3 different sections in it. We have an intro section, which we're only going to play the once, then we have a verse and a chorus, which repeat for the duration of the song. Now this one has quite an interesting rhythm. We're playing straight eighth notes, but we're missing out the note on the second beat. So we're playing 1 and 3 and 4 and. A little bit like that shuffle rhythm we talked about earlier on in the lesson, but without the swing. It's actually played very straight. So the intro for this track starts with an A minor chord, and we're using that exact rhythm. So 1 and, then skip the second beat, and 3 and 4 and. On the bit where we're skipping the beat, what you want to try and do is use your picking hand to mute the strings to get that dead stop. That's going to be pretty much our rhythm for the whole song. There's going to be the odd bar where we go into a straight rhythm as well. But the intro is going to go A minor to F major to C to G and then 2 bars of C. On the 2 bars of C, the first of those bars is played with that rhythmic skip on the second beat, but the second one is played straight. So the intro goes like this. The verse just alternates between C and G. So we've got 4 bars of C, 2 bars of G, 2 bars of C with that same rhythm in mind. And you just repeat that twice, and that is your entire verse. So that's C for 4 bars, G for 2 bars, C for 2 bars, times 2. Chorus of this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. We start off with an F chord in that same rhythm, to a G chord. Then we're going to this walk down section, and this is where things get a little bit interesting. So we're starting on a C chord, and we're playing 1 and 2 and straight. Then we're coming to this chord. So what I've done here is I'm dropping the 3rd fret to the 2nd on the A. I'm still playing the 1st on the B. So it's the 2nd on the A, the open D and G, the 1st on the B. This chord is technically a C major 9, but you're probably going to see this written as a C over B. It's kind of like a C chord, but with a B in the bass. That's probably the way you'll see this written down. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're going to come to an A minor chord, 1 and 2 and. And then on the 3 and 4 end, we're going to this A minor 7 over G chord. Now, all I'm doing here is I'm taking my A minor shape, and my 3rd finger is coming off the G, which becomes open, and it's going to this low G string here. By doing this, we just enhance that walk down a little bit more. So what you're actually hearing there is the bass notes going inside of the chords. So it's C, C over B, A minor over G. So we play that whole thing twice. So it's F, G, the walk down, then we repeat that. Then we go back to the F chord again, back to that main rhythm. G, C. And those 2 bars of C then run you back into a verse. So here's the full chorus. So there you go, there are 4 classic songs you can play on acoustic with just a few chords. Those chord progressions will get you through all those songs, and they're really easy and really fun to play. And it helps dispel the myth that you need really complex tracks and really complex arrangements to play big songs. Don't forget to check out the link down below in the description, which takes you over to the Music Radar website. And as I said earlier on in the video, there's an article there that I wrote which accompanies this lesson, and it's just a little bit more information about everything we've talked about in this video. So please go check that out as well. Thank you all so much for watching as always. Let me know down below in the comments how you got on with some of these songs and what your favourite acoustic songs are to play that don't use many chords. I'd love to hear what you guys are practicing as well. Thank you so much for watching as always. While you're letting me know how you're getting on with this, Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching as always.